Okay, let's go into the next question, longest common prefix. Start our stopwatch. So write a function to find the longest common prefix amongst an array of strings. If there's no common prefix, return an empty string of dash dash. So common prefix. I'm thinking I could have a pointer that points to each of like the very first element of each uh, of each of each element within the string, and if they're all equal to each other, then we'll add it to a output, and then we'll keep going until they don't equal each other, and then we'll simply output the string. We'll do a string concatenation. So find the length of strings. So it's going to be 3, right? Yeah, so -1. Just going to infinite true loop. Length. Whoa. Okay, for length. But how do I get a pointer? So I need to check it one by one. Okay, that's fine. So for that's only going to check. That's only going to check the first one though. We're gonna assume that everything is the same as the first one from the start. Then we're gonna look at the next one. Then we're gonna do a comparison between two of the characters. Output and length of pairing string. If output j is equal to comparing string j, it's gonna continue. Else, we're gonna snip that part off from output. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right? Let's see. Yep, so we're going to snip off the front part. Can't do that. And as soon as it stops matching, we're going to wait, it's going to be the length. So at minimum, it can match. At most, it can match to the minimum, the smallest amount between the two. If it's the same, we're just going to continue. If it's the same, we're going to continue. Wait. Oh yeah. Match. Wait, what if it didn't match at all? Wait, what if it didn't match at all? Let's think about our case, okay? So if dog and race car, there's gonna be 3. It didn't even match. It didn't even match, so it's gonna be 0. So we want it to be match length of 0. But if I do 0, it's gonna be the whole thing. Okay, let's say 1 matched. Then I just wanna leave 1. Okay, I was right then. This should be on the outside. Yeah. Of S, constant time. Cool, there we go. Longest common prefix. Longest here, 8 minutes. This is what I did. Yeah, and a tree. I was thinking of a tree as well. So I think this is what I was trying to do at the start, where I would check each column first. Let's see how we actually do it. So for I in range, length of the first string. I guess the limiting, uh, true. If it's too small, then this itself is the limiting factor. So we'll find the character of the first one. Then for j in range of the length of strings. If not, then we're just going to return for the matching characters for that one. Whereas, true. So let's try code it. Let's try code it using the vertical one. So for I in range, there's then we're gonna get the character. Do I need the character? Wait, okay. Let's write out first. So the first word is strings of 0. For I in range, it's gonna be the length of it. And then the character is going to equal to first word I. For j in range, length of strings. If strings jth I equals to character, we're going to continue. Else, we're going to return first word up until I. That's right. Yeah. So you compare it yourself. This is the length of 1. So the length is 1, so it's just going to skip this. So it's not going to return. Bruh. And you need the base case. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't change anything. Let's see. Index out of string, index out of range. String index out of range. If I equals. So we do need to check that. So if the index we are on, so if the, yeah, it's exactly for this one. If the index we are on, so 0 is the same, right? Okay, 1, sorry. So we're going to be comparing 1 here, and then we're going to compare to the length of it, which is 1. So that means we are at the end of this. Then we're just going to simply return. Oops. It's going to be or. Yeah, there we go. So this is the vertical scaling solution. 5 minutes for this as well. But I had to kind of look at the answers. That's fine.